Trying this week's Crumbl cookies.
These Crumbl cookies went from a side hustle to $1 billion business. All because of the supreme fashion brand? Well, how?
The Crumbl cookie overconsumption trend that is going on right now within our society is absolutely out of control and it needs to be stopped. Do people not realize how unhealthy eating Crumbl cookie is? Not to mention how extremely overpriced they are. It blows my mind how people just go crazy for certain trends and not actually take into consideration what's actually going on here. Now, I will give Crumbl some credit because their business strategy and marketing is absolute genius. Now, I want to hear your thoughts on Crumbl cookie down in the comments section below. What do you think about the business? Do you like it? Have you tried it? Otherwise, let's get right into today's episode. So guys, super quick, before we dive into the video, I just want to let you guys know that we are doing a Crumbl cookie giveaway. I have 4 $25 gift cards right here that I'm giving away to you guys completely free. The link is in the top of the description down below. This is for surpassing 10,000 subscribers on YouTube and now surpassing 15,000 subscribers on YouTube. It is completely free to enter and we're going to test it out. And if things go well, then I plan on doing some more giveaways when we reach some certain milestones here. But I'm super excited. Hopefully you guys are excited too. And if you haven't already, definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button. Now, doing so doesn't increase your odds for the giveaway, but it lets me know that you guys like to see content like this. And it also lets me know that you guys want to see me create more content like this. So just do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and let's get right into the episode.
Trying this week's Crumbl cookies. First up, we have the s'mores cake, strawberry cheesecake, waffle, peanut butter brownie, original pink sugar, and a vanilla bean cupcake. And lastly, spiced apple white chip.
What is going on with social media? If this isn't brain rot at its finest, I don't know what is. And Crumbl has managed to hit it right on the head in regards to the aesthetic, the allure. TikTok is really big. I don't know if you've seen my videos in the past on consumerism here, but we have like fridge restock videos, consumerism videos, overconsumption, hyperconsumerism. I mean, the list goes on and on and on what social media is becoming here. And I just think Crumbl has done so well with their marketing, figuring out to make new cookies every single week, different, limited, and doing so, making them so aesthetically pleasing. Like people like this use it as a trend and can keep making content on it because the cookies are different every single week. It's truly genius. It's truly genius. I can only imagine the amount of labor that goes into designing, creating, and doing this every single week, but it is obviously working very well for them.
8 a.m. lineup at the first Crumbl cookies in Ontario. It wraps around the block.
I mean, it's out of control. It's crazy, but good for them for doing it here. And the way I view this is it's like a fad and it's going to be here really hard, quickly, and then it goes away, just like cryptocurrency, NFTs, and there are so many other things, silly bands, and what did we have, like the swagways, sagways that we saw, even like fidget spinners, which people practically forgot about now. That was the biggest craze on social media and TikTok. But what's interesting to me is the lines out the door, and I'm guilty of it too. I mean, something about creating limited edition flavors is truly a genius marketing strategy. I do it with energy drinks. I do it with bars. Anytime like Quest drops a new limited edition bar, I like have to try it. Same thing when Prime and Bang Energy were dropping new flavors every week. I was going out of my way to go try one, or if I saw it on the shelf, I would buy it here. But it wasn't all that often. But, you know, Crumbl Cookies is on like steroids for doing this because it's every single week. They're trying to get that bag and then dip, because I promise you in like 3 to 5 years from now, nobody's going to be talking about Crumbl Cookies, but who cares? They made their money and they dipped. And what's awesome too is their like marketing strategy and campaign is to get influencers to review it. So not only do you have the mega influencers like who you just saw promoting this and doing it every week, you know, they make quite a bit of money from those people directly going back, but all the wannabe influencers influencers, the hundreds of thousands that you never see, that never make it, that also want to try to get into this to become a mukbang, ASMR, influencer on TikTok, going out of their way as well to buy this. And then all the people that just want to try Crumbl cookie, that got influenced from the influencers, the hundreds of thousands that are now eating this stuff, is making Crumbl cookie filthy rich. I'll tell you, every time I see some sort of mukbang where nobody is talking and it's ASMR and they're making those nasty chewing sounds, like I get pissed if I'm at lunch and somebody's sitting next to me and they're eating all loud with their mouth open here, and this somehow is attractive. It's got to be like a fetish for some people that want to see these women all dolled up in front of a ring light with all their makeup, eating in the microphone. It just pisses me off. It gives me such an ick every time I watch it. Like my anxiety flares up. Like, what is going on that this is what we consume as entertainment in our society? Blows my mind.
These Crumbl cookies went from a side hustle to a billion-dollar business. All because of the Supreme fashion brand? Well, how? It all starts in 2017 when this guy, Jason McCowan, and his buddy Sawyer Hemsley open a small bakery in Utah. And they're doing a classic entrepreneurial trick. They take a successful concept and add a twist to make it great. They actually use the same model as the Supreme fashion brand. It's all about exclusivity, and here's how it works. Every Sunday, Crumbl closes their doors. Yeah, they lose a day of business, but it's a strategic move for the bakery because that's when they release their new line of flavors for the week. And this creates hype. Everyone's talking about the new wacky flavor they want to try. And even when they're disgusting, people still buy them because, well, they're exclusive. And when Crumbl was created, they weren't thoughts of franchising or expanding. But the business model does so well that just a few years after they started, there were over 980 locations generating over $1 billion in revenue. All because the founders realized you could make cookies, well, fashionable.
You know what Crumbl cookie reminds me of? It's like if TikTok and the Powerpuff Girls had a baby and they threw TikTok, spice, everything nice, rainbows all into some big cauldron, mixed it up, and bleh, popped out. Crumbl cookies would be it. Guaranteed. Because it's unbelievable. And I'm so fascinated with the marketing behind Crumbl cookies. Like, they figured it out and they got you. And I also would argue that they wouldn't be nearly as successful if it wasn't for social media. Social media is what is driving Crumbl cookies' success and their billions of dollars in revenue. I could almost guarantee it. It is, and I'd say 80% of it is from TikTok specifically, and then YouTube, and then Instagram and Facebook, because you don't really see it that much on there. It is like 80% directed from TikTok. And if you haven't already seen my video on the TikTok ban, then I highly recommend you check that video out, as things will start making a little bit more sense here. But I just think the way Crumbl cookie works is so smart in the fact that they are targeting influencers. They see that TikTok is here to stay and that social media buzz and the mukbangs and food influencers here. So they made a product that can be reviewed weekly, constantly, that never gets old, for that audience. And then not to mention the nasty stuff that they put inside it. So don't forget that these cookies are like 1,000 calories each, with a stick of butter, with a ton of salt, with a ton of sugar. I mean, tons of sugar. So not only are we influencing people to buy this product, but we're then making this product so extremely addicting and tasty that it makes you want to keep eating it, which is absurd. So they are like maxing out each category of just dopamine hits, social media, your brain, like the chemical concoctions in it, the aesthetic allure of hitting the restock category on social media, the aesthetic category on social media, the food review aesthetic on social media. I mean, they're hitting so many things at once that when it's all put together on steroids, boom, Crumbl cookie becomes a success. And we're starting to see now other businesses try to replicate the same thing.
We need to talk about Walmart's new brand, Better Goods, because they've got a lot of new stuff going on. So think of Better Goods as Walmart's gourmet but affordable food line that's going to have a lot of plant-based options. So they're going to have more premium or higher end foods, but for a more reasonable price than stuff at like Whole Foods. Let's go through everything they have so far together. First of all, their flavored butters. Now for Better Goods' huge new ice cream lineup. lineup. They have both traditional ice creams and plant-based options as well. And then these are their plant-based ice cream options.
So I wanted to throw this in here. I don't know if you've ever been to Walmart recently and saw these new products pop up in the grocery store. I go to Walmart fairly often, maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks here. And recently on my last trip, which is why I threw it in here, I started to notice these products on the shelves and they caught my attention almost immediately. Like they stood out way more than all the other products on the shelf. And I was like, who the heck makes this? This is genius. This looks great. It's almost in every other aisle. This Better Goods product is here. And it reminds me of like what Crumbl is doing. Like Crumbl is a trendsetter, and the way I view marketing here and the way I see things is when you hit something and you are prepared for it and you take advantage of the opportunity, call it luck, whatever you want to do. There's that quote again. Crumbl took advantage of seeing influencers reviewing their products, and they thought, oh my gosh, if we keep making new different types of cookies as aesthetically pleasing as they are, we can keep monetizing, get our bag. Because guess what? You only need to become wealthy once. You need to hit it right on the head one time, and you are now a multimillionaire for the rest of your life. You don't need to be successful more than one time. You can fail 100 times. You only need to be successful once. And that is what Crumbl did here. And the reason I put this in here is because this gives me that Crumbl cookie vibe. Like businesses are starting to see how successful Crumbl did, and they're now making products with that kind of aesthetically pleasing look to it. The font. I mean, Crumbl is huge on just the font, the simple, clean, aesthetic, bubbly look. And I feel like Walmart saw this and they are just copying it as best as they can. I mean, just look at their font, look at the color, look at the size, look at how clean and aesthetically pleasing it is. Just one little thing showing the product off. Can any of you guess why I threw the Stanley mug in here? I totally forgot about that fad, but to me, that's what Crumbl Cookie is. They became so popular so quickly, and they're probably going to go away just as fast when something new takes over. Stanley was the biggest thing. There's still a little bit of hype around it, but they're slowly dying off, and soon they'll be littered all over the TJ Maxx stores on sale for like $20. But it makes no sense. And just like Crumbl Cookie makes no sense. They're charging $5 a cookie. Are you out of your mind? Are you kidding me? But people still buy it. And this is the same thing. A Stanley mug, which literally just holds water, anything can do it, should not be $40 for a mug, then being resold for $80 to $150. It's absolute insanity here, and that is the entire definition of a trend and a fad. And I don't know what was around first, probably Crumbl, but maybe they got the idea from Stanley or vice versa here, but Stanley was a huge success. Stanley's been around for decades, years. You guys probably didn't even know about him, but only recently did they become so mega uber popular, and that's because they're doing that same trend hopping catch that Crumbl is doing, that Walmart is trying to hit on by creating limited edition products of these like pastel colors. And they want to make it very Pinteresty, very social media shareable here, matching that style and allure and the aesthetic. And I also wanted to read the exact Oxford definition of what a fad is so that we're all on the same page. And it's an intense and widely shared enthusiasm for something, especially one that is short-lived and without basis in the object's quality or craze. And I would also argue in the price as well, because people will buy it and not care what it costs. And you can see that same thing with the Stanley, because we all know that it's overpriced. And if there wasn't such a hype, craze, and social trend around it where people have this extreme fear to have to fit in with society here, they would all be saying it's overpriced junk. But that is why it did so popular, and Stanley made their bag, and now they're leaving, and they don't care at all.
Crumbl cookies of the week, s'mores cake. It's got a lot going on. I'm not sure what's going on here.
Does he have a bag of Cheetos taped to his wall? He sure does. My gosh. It doesn't end. That was horrible. Ugh. That pisses me off so much. It's almost repulsive, I'll be honest with you here. But they know that that's what America likes. They not only were able to combine and figure out the perfect recipe of just insane addiction to America. America, unfortunately, the new normal for body weight is like overweight, is obese. Like there's like 70% of America is overweight here because they are so addicted to sugar, salt, and fat, and whatever else they've thrown in there to be extremely addictive. There are scientific labs. Crumbl's one of them. Crumbl, I'm sure, has a lab, a cooking factory, or a test kitchen with scientists figuring out what ingredients to put in tastes the best and will be the most addicting so that you come back and buy more.
Hello, Crumbl Nation. We are here with Chelsea.
So here at Crumbl, we never send out any cookies without strict testing.
It's a genius strategy here, and this is what we see with, movie theaters adding salt to their popcorn. It's obviously not as extreme, but Crumbl is doing that. They have figured out every single thing to hit right on the head to get you to spend more money, to become super trendy, super popular. And I applaud them. It's genius. I'm one for free market and capitalism here. So to see them nail it it's just very impressive. And, you should copy it. Just tweak it a little bit and continue on.
Crumbl cookies just passed $1 billion in sales.
Crazy.
They only started in 2017. And they have 2 secret sauces that I think we should all steal. The first one is they nailed virality. Crumbl has this. It's a weekly unboxing show. Hundreds of thousands of people stop by to tune in and basically see the rotating menu of 5 specialty flavors that will be available. That staying engaged means that consumers keep coming back and coming back. Second thing, cut out the middleman. They have 600 retail locations because they wanted to go direct to consumers, and they use franchising to get there incredibly fast. They weren't fans of existing delivery apps, and they didn't want to have to sell through a third-party provider and only make 20% instead of 100% of their margins. This means that they can charge higher fees, it means they can control their rankings, and they can also control their franchisees and the environment in a way that they couldn't if somebody else was selling their stuff. Make it viral, and then control the outcome.
So if you guys have made it this far, congratulations. The secret code for the giveaway is cookies. So if you watch it this far, keep it to yourself. Don't post it in the comments, but go type in cookies to get some extra entries into the raffle. And otherwise, she had some valid points. The virality is obviously what's backing them entirely. And then not to mention using franchises as a way to just mass market as quickly as you can. Because typically what you see with fads, you have to get in it really fast or it goes away and you have to catch the next one. It's kind of like waves in the market here. And Crumbl saw it and immediately went to town trying to capitalize on it. More of this.
Let's try this week's Crumbl cookies.
Bills due $3,900. Bank account, $35. Crumbl cookies, $30. And this is my point, talking about the addiction and the overconsumption insanity here. Like, these people aren't even influencers, but they have been influenced to try a product that is so extremely addicting that they have to get it. Not only is it such a dopamine hit from the immense amount of sugar, salt, and fat in it, but the need to try something new to not be left out, to tug on the American culture to fit in, on society's culture to fit in. Crumbl realized it. You want to try the new flavor because it's going to be gone. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, but Crumbl doesn't just release the same flavor like a week or a month later. I think it might be a year or several months before you get to try that flavor again. And then it's gone. It's not going to sit on the shelf. It is gone after that week. So if you don't get to try it, you are missing out to talk about it with your friends on social media. Oh yeah, I had it. It tastes good. It tastes bad. It's pure genius. This is crazy. I mean, it just tells you the priorities that people have, that they would rather try Crumbl than pay off their bills. We live in such a backwards, messed up, society. It blows my mind here. That's how high Crumbl is on people's priority list. Like, unbelievable.
Looky, 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 it's Crumbl cookie. Crumb up,
Cookies for life, Crumbl cookie.
What's your most expensive Crumbl cookie?
Our new large 6-pack flavors.
Okay, and how much is that?
About $25.
Damn,
Unbelievable.
for 6 cookies? I'll say.
And it's crazy because people still buy it. They don't care. They made this such an aesthetically pleasing thing. If it was 99 cents a cookie, it wouldn't give Crumbl that kind of allure, that kind of fashionable, luxury, high-end product. Because, guys, these are not just normal cookies. These are high-end, luxury, creme de la creme cookies. Like this matches with your LV purse and your Balenciaga shoes. You know, that's the market that they are hitting on, that lifestyle market. And they priced it so absurdly high. If they wanted to charge $7 a cookie, I almost guarantee people will still buy it. But at $1, at 50 cents, at $2, it discredits the whole vibe they're going for. And again, there's a lot of thought put into that pricing, and it makes sense why they're charging a lot, because people will still pay and overpay for quality. Because you get an LV bag for like $4,000, $6,000. Why do people buy it? Because it's the aesthetic. If it was $50 and you found it in TJ Maxx, you'd be like, this is junk. You wouldn't want to be caught dead with it. People are so obsessed with the price of things. It's crazy.
Let's see how much sugar's in a Crumbl cookie. In the Afterlife cookie, well, it's actually called a cake. This thing is literally a mini cake. There's 124 grams of total sugars.
Oh.
There is 0 grams of added sugars, but I think that might be a mistake because in the ingredients, they mention sugar 3 or 4 times. Let's measure that.
My gosh.
So that's either 30 teaspoons or 36 cubes of sugar in a Crumbl cookie.
It's sick because you know they can put less sugar in, but they want it to be so overly sweet and so overly addicting. Crumbl knows they can obviously be putting less sugar in, but they realize that if they do, it's going to be less addicting and you're more than likely not going to come back and buy it again. There's a ratio, and they found that, if we put 120 grams of sugar in this, that each bite you take has enough sugar to just start making your brain go crazy, that you'll come back and buy more, that each bite is just as sweet as the last one here. It's genius. It's sick because they're just preying on us as consumers. It blows my mind. Wow. Oh, she's not done. And this is why we have an obesity problem in America, because there is no regulation over how much sugar you can have in something and not disclose to people. And it just gets you extremely fat because you don't realize how much you're eating, how much you can consume. And I'm just not a sweet person, so I would obviously take the other meal. And fruit is plenty sweet to me. Anything more than that, especially artificial, I just am not a fan of it. I grew out of it. As a kid, I was in love with it, and they're targeting children. This is huge for children and teens. Are you kidding me? Not that many adults, I think, are going crazy for it, but their marketing with the colors and the allure is definitely that teen market that they're trying to hit on, that have sweet tooths.
How much is it for a cookie?
For one, it's like $5.49.
So Crumbl Cookie upgraded their prices. Like look at this. 42 for at $5 for one mid-ass cookie. Like, catch me at Insomnia, because this is insane.
And guess what? People will still buy them. They'll still buy them.
We are experiencing the downfall of Crumbl cookies. Crumbl is at the point where they're starting to lose their virality, and people are starting to call them out more. Last year, they had to start closing down stores because of a loss of profits. They also had child labor law violations. They violated a California law where they added a surcharge at the very end of the order, making it more expensive. They got in trouble for false advertising their cookies' calories. So you would see this and you would think like 130 calories per cookie. But that is for one serving, which is 1/4 of a cookie. And there's almost 1,000 calories in a cookie, making the cookie seem healthier than it actually is. Crumbl is also suing other small Utah.
Talk about deceptive marketing. And again, it's a strategy to convince you that you're okay with eating these, so buy more. It's only 150 calories per serving. Oh my.
Cookie companies for stealing their logo, their cookie designs, their packaging. They even accuse these companies of stealing their rotating menu idea when Crumbl stole that idea from this small company in Utah called Ruby Snaps. And now, in hopes of increasing their profits, they now sell mini cookies that you can buy all week long. They used to only be on Mondays because nobody wants to spend $5 for a single cookie. They are also starting to rebrand where it no longer says Crumbl Cookies, it just says Crumbl on the boxes. And they also made the logo a lot bigger and removed the chef from the boxes. And that is because they now sell things other than cookies every week, like pies and stuff, which I've heard from people they weren't great, but I've never tried them. What do you guys think of Crumbl cookies?
I'll tell you right now, if you get caught in a fad and your business is a fad, which is great because it's an immense amount of profits immediately, but if you can outlive that fad, you become very impressive to me. Like you become part of an era. Like your business can then move on to be very successful. You pass the test. But typically, most businesses fail after that fad era, and then you never hear about them again. They go bankrupt, but they made their bag, and they disappear, and that's all that's there. And what's also interesting is there are mini cookies there, too, because they're realizing things are getting maybe a bit overpriced, and the hype and the fad is starting to settle, and people are realizing, why the hell am I paying $6 plus tax plus tip for a cookie? Like, I'm an idiot. And Crumbl's like, oh, shoot. People are starting to catch on to this craziness. The fad's dying, so we're now going to make a smaller brand, which is smart on their end. It's like a final grasp of smaller cookies now that are more affordable, less crazy, but still utterly ridiculous here to get that one last, cash grab from that audience before, because they know it's going to fall off. They know very well whatever their trend is, it's going to fall off because it's pure ridiculous and insanity and doesn't make sense to be charging $5, almost $6 per cookie is stupid.
You know that Crumbl Cookies has a salty and savory sister called Crust Club where they sell you pot pies, shepherd's pies, salty pies, hand pies, mac and cheeses, everything. It's the same owners as Crumbl. The stuff changes every week as well. It's mostly salty and savory stuff, but they do have some sweet stuff, but it's mostly all pie dough based stuff. So there's a couple sweet pies. There's an apple pie and an Oreo one, but you can get individual servings of the stuff, or they have family size ones. So you could bring it to a party or an event, but they can heat it up for you, or they can keep it cold if you're saving it. They also had soups and mac and cheeses, and you could make it a meal. There's also these different hand pies. I don't think there's many of these locations, and I think this one was brand new because there was nobody here, and it looked so clean. So I don't know if anybody has caught on to this or if I'm the only person that knows about it. It's also in Utah where Crumbl started, so I guess it makes sense. They give you a big old box just like Crumbl cookies, and it is so satisfying, but it's with salty food. Already, I'm posting a taste test in the next video.
That's the word. So satisfying. That's the trend that people are going on. Satisfying, restock, aesthetically pleasing. All of that is what they're hitting on. But I'm guilty for that. I'd probably try that. That's my sweet spot, is salty, fatty stuff. And they did a good job with that. They're trying to be if they can surpass this trend, they might be that next Starbucks Dunkin'. That's what they're trying to hit. I don't see it working, to be honest with you. I don't know if there was ever a virality fad of Starbucks. I don't think so. And that's why Starbucks is here to stay. And maybe they've had products that were viral within them being so, massively popular here. But part of me doesn't think this trend is going to last that long for Crumbl.
Girl, yeah, I ordered Crumbl with EBT. Yes, Crumbl cookies today with EBT food stamps. Yes, EBT, go get yours down here at Cookie Crumbles right here. Yes, now, go get it. Tell them I sent you. EBT Queen, let's do it.
I can't. But I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that we're seeing this. I didn't even think that EBT would be accepted at Crumbl. That's a little strange, but I'm not surprised.
Let's pull up Crumbl's flavors because I always forget the names.
Hello? Absolute 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. The buttercream on top reminds me of a filling in the buttercream on top reminds me of the filling in an Oreo.
This is extremely cringe. I wonder if they even like these cookies, because I've heard a lot of people also don't like them and they taste nasty, and they're doing it anyway to lie to you and convince you that they actually taste good, which we are going to be making a new influencer caught lying video soon.
Is Crumbl really that bad, or is it good? I will never know because I'm vegan, so I can't ever try them, which is so annoying because it's like, you know, like I see so many videos of people where they love Crumbl cookies, but then I see videos like this one. She literally works there and she's like, oh, this nasty. And then there was a clip that I didn't show you guys. Her coworker was saying the same thing. Her coworker was like, the Crumbl cookies are nasty. Like, she doesn't like any of them. So it's like, why do you work there then if you don't like the cookies? But whatever. I hate that I can't try them because nothing is more annoying to me than seeing all of these videos and mukbangs of people eating them and they look so good and then I can't try them myself and I can't decide for myself if they're good or not. So if you're like a normal ass person, you're not somebody that's doing these Crumbl mukbangs to try and get a bunch of views, can you tell me if the cookies are actually good? Not that it matters. Like, literally, it doesn't matter because I'm vegan and I can't eat them and I don't support them, but I just want to know. Because I feel like people, how does one product have so many people being like, oh my god, they're amazing, and then so many people being like, these are disgusting, they're the worst cookies on the planet? It doesn't make any sense.
Part of me wants to go and try these after making this video. I've actually never tried Crumbl cookies. If you guys want me to review it, hey, maybe I'll try them in the next one. That's what I thought.
Oh no. Hell no. I might as well hang this up. Baby, go in and crumble these cookies up. Yeah.
I don't like that texture. I don't like that.
That's sugar. Take it off the menu immediately.
Ain't that bad. I don't want to do that motherfucker. I give it a 7 out of 10.
And you're dumb as fuck, always and forever.
Why am I not surprised at all? We've made videos on influencers lying about things all the time where we've caught them here, and here's yet again another one. I'll be including this clip in my next influencers caught lying video because here you go. They're doing it not because it actually tastes good, but to get a viral video because they see everybody else reviewing them saying these cookies are 9 out of 10, 7 out of 10. They're not being honest. They want to try to be an influencer too. Ever hear that expression, the person that made the most money during the gold rush was not so much the people that struck gold, which is how I view this. It's the person that sold them all the hats, buckets, and mining equipment like the sifters. That's Crumbl. Crumbl is selling you the mining equipment, the hat, the sifter, the pickaxe. You're using it to try to go viral off of it. And for every 10 influencers that go mega viral with their food review, there's a million that are failing unsuccessfully. And the people that are winning, that are getting a constant revenue stream, is Crumbl itself. So guys, if you happen to like this video, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, smash that like button, make sure to go enter the giveaway down in the description below. And if you haven't already seen my influencers caught lying video, then I highly recommend you do right after this.